Hey everybody, what's going on? Welcome to the Juggernaut Brothers. I'm you guessed it, I'm Moose Lundstrom. Who else, right? Good guess. And first and foremost, as usual, I want to thank you. Hey man, thanks for listening. I hope you were enjoying these podcasts because I am like crazy enjoying doing them. This has been so much fun. I never knew about podcasting until about a year ago, and I've only recently started doing them. So I hope they're good, and I hope you do enjoy them because this is a good time. Everybody I've interviewed so far, it's the funnest part is a lot of them I've known for years and years and years, and it's cool to get to know them on a deeper level, and I find out things about them I didn't know before. So I hope that's cool with everybody. If you're listening online, obviously, where else? Hey, dumb shit, where else would we be listening? When you're listening online, I know I should wear a helmet. And you're on iTunes, or if you're on iTunes, hey, guess what? Go to the iTunes store, type in Juggernaut Brothers. Go to the ratings and review. Give me a rating and review on here. I would appreciate it. It'd make me happy in the pants. And there's no point in time in the world or the history of the world that happy in the pants is a bad thing. It's always a good thing. Happy in the pants, good. Also subscribe when you're on there. Stitcher, same thing. I don't know if you can subscribe on Stitcher. I'm not real sure. We just recently started going on Stitcher, so if you can, I know you can leave a comment, so that, you know what, that'd be good. Let me know what you think. I really am interested. Or you can go on the website, twofortheroad.com. I'm sorry, it's 24road.com, number 2, the number 4, road.com. That's a website. Me and my buddy Adam Vokey started this, I don't know if I call it a business, but kind of a hobby. We book a lot of rooms here in eastern Colorado. We got 3 major ones right now. We do some holiday parties and that kind of shit, but you can find out all our gigs. If you want to come watch a show that we produce and that usually we are a part of and in, doing a little bit of time apiece whenever Adam's around, and I always try and do a little bit. Check out the website. You can always check out where we're at, what we're doing, and you can actually get a hold of us there too. You can get a hold of me. My email goes to the website. It's moose@24road.com. You can also find me on Twitter, Moose Lundstrom @Moose Lundstrom, or Juggernaut Brothers @JugBro. I would rather you do that one, the JugBro, for the Twitter for the podcast here, because I like Twitter. Twitter is the shit. It's I'm one of those guys, 38 years old. When Twitter first came out, I didn't understand it. As my good friend Bob Gaudet says, Twitter, witchcraft bad. That's what I thought. I didn't understand how it was. I'm starting to get the hint of it now. I think everybody is. Personal opinion, I think Twitter is eventually going to Facebook like Facebooked MySpace. It's going to kick its ass because it's superior in my humble opinion. I've met a lot of cool people on Twitter. At the end of the podcast, we're going to play some music, as we have been. This is something I've been doing for a while now. This will be the 3rd episode. I met a band from Winnipeg, Manitoba, Canada. That's right. A band by the name of Spicy Mojo. Okay, and you can find these guys, Spicy Mojo, @SpicyMojoBand on Twitter. They're on Twitter. That's where I met them. Great band. And before I ever agree to put somebody on, I listen to their stuff. And if you can find their stuff on Reverb Nation. Reverb Nation's a great website, man. You can go on there and you can find all kinds of music, man. If you hate the Bieber bullshit and the Miley Cyrus bullshit and all the popular pop, well put together shit, and it's all packaged pretty, and it's not really anybody with any musical talent whatsoever. Well, they can sing maybe, but kind of an ass clown. If you're in that kind of world, you like an honest-to-God rock band, get on Reverb Nation, man. Spicy Mojo's on there. You can find them. Their song we're going to play at the end of this is called Spider-Man, right? These are guys from Canada. I want to tell you, they're informing me. I would imagine that you can find them on Twitter and you can ask them, but they are actually going to embark on a Western Canada tour. I might have to go to Canada to go check these guys out. But the song's called Spider-Man. I hope you enjoy it at the end. And if you do enjoy it, go on Reverb Nation. Find Spicy Mojo. Spicy, M-O-J-O, Spicy Mojo. And you know what? Buy their music. Or just download it. You can download it too. But you know what? Help a bunch of young guys living their dream out and buy the music, Spend the $1, you cheap ass. And I hope you do enjoy it, okay? And that'll be at the end of the podcast. Spicy Mojo, song's named Spider-Man. They got a couple other ones on there. Check them all out. I hope you enjoy them. I know I did. In this podcast, we're going to talk to 3 comedians. And sadly enough, we're at the Down Under Comedy Club in Greeley, Colorado. This podcast is going to get released on the 16th, I believe, of December. That's a Tuesday. Sure. And that following weekend will be the final weekend of the Down Under Comedy Club. I want to say shame on you, Greeley, Colorado, if any of you are listening. The club, they gave their best. They gave it their damnedest. Josh and Danielle are two amazing owners. Sometimes life just doesn't work out, and so they're going to close the doors. But this next weekend, yours truly, Moose Lundstrom, will be there doing a small set. I think Mitch Jones, who was episode 4 or 5. I'm sorry, Mitch, I suck. He was actually going to be the headliner. I know Bob Gaudette, a regular on the Juggernaut Brothers here, going to be the MC, and I'm not sure who's going to feature that day. But they're going to have like 20 comics before that. It's going to be just like a marathon. There's going to be crazy drinking involved. It's going to be a good time. So check that out on December 20th and 21st at the Down Under Comedy Club. I won't be there the 20th. I will be there the 21st, and I think we're actually going to do a podcast from there. So if next, not this time, but the Tuesday after that, if the podcast, there's a lot of slurring going on, I apologize. There was massive drinking. There was a bunch of comedians saying goodbye to a good thing. So that's too bad, and that's a bummer, so let's get away from that. On this podcast, we have the three comics, Ben Adams, and I'm going to tell you how I met these guys, because I never, ever actually take care of it in the podcast. I get to bullshitting with Rick and Alex and Ben, and I missed a lot of the questions I usually ask. One of the big questions I always ask is, or tell you, is how I met these guys. Now, Ben Adams, the first time, ironically enough, I met him at the Down Under. I was a feature for the very funny Laurie Callahan. He was the MC they brought in to MC and host a show. He did a great job, very funny. And he's pretty new to the comedy scene, started in 2010. He's going to tell you all about that. Very funny guy. And YT, oh shit, I forgot the name. YT Fitz. TY Fitz. I'm sorry, Ben. You have to punch me in the mouth next time you see me. He gives a shout out to you. And hopefully this gets to you. Hopefully you listen, because he thinks the world of you. The next one's Alex Ash. Alex Ash I met actually at a benefit that Two for the Road actually threw. It was for a young man who was in an accident. He got shot. He was paralyzed, has a baby on the way, that kind of thing. And so Adam and I booked Steve Young, a very good friend, to come headline the show. And Steve had called me and said, hey, I got this kid named Alex Ash out of Denver that wants to come do the show. He just wants to come do some time. And I said, yeah, great. So Alex shows up, and he's got a shirt, like a pro gun shirt on. I can't even remember what the shirt was, but it was making fun of shooting somebody. Now, I don't think he did it on purpose. I know for a fact he didn't. But when they saw the shirt, they said, hey, the young comic you brought has a very offensive shirt for the benefit we're throwing. So laughingly, I told Steve, you got to do something. So Alex wore his jacket the whole time. And that was my first dealings with Alex Ash. I have since booked him. He's one of the original guys that came out and did the show. He was one of the first ones that would come out to Fort Morgan, Colorado, and do a comedy show. He did amazing. As I always say, he's written. There's a joke he's written. We'll talk about it in the podcast. One of my favorite jokes of all time. Every comic that comes out, I generally have a joke. They have a joke that I always envy, I guess, in a way. I don't know if other comics are like this, and I never get around to asking this much, but there's every comic that comes out that they have a joke that I think, God, why didn't I write that? That is so funny. That is so clever. Even if I don't laugh out loud at it, I enjoy the cleverness. Well, he has one, and I always brag on that joke. So, and last night, Friday night, after the podcast, I stuck around for a little of the show, and he actually did the joke for me on stage, because he's the man. Alex, you're a good person. And he actually said something during the podcast I didn't acknowledge, and it sucks because I've been trying to get this out of somebody. When I ask comics who their idol, who's the one that inspired them, everybody says Carlin or Pryor. He actually said Eddie Murphy, and I didn't catch it. And not that I'm a huge Eddie Murphy lover. I do like Eddie Murphy. But I think Raw and Delirious were two of the just biggest comedy albums of all time, in my humble opinion. But nobody ever gives them credit for being an inspiration. Alex did, and I was in the middle of a conversation. I blew it by. So next time, Alex Ash, you and I get together, hopefully we'll work together pretty soon, and we're going to talk about that, because I finally I get a comic to admit it, and I just ignore him. I'm an idiot. And finally is the headliner, Rick Bryan. Now, I can't remember exactly where I met Rick Bryan. We started around the same time. I think I started a year before him. You couldn't tell because he is he has grown and he's gotten amazing. He's a funny man. At this point, "Don't be dumb" is his catchphrase, which he never uses during his bits. He never during his show. He never uses the phrase "Don't be dumb," but he sells the stickers and the shirts, and people buy them. And It's a crazy thing, and I've seen him, and I've booked him a few times, and I've never caught it until Ben Adams actually brings it up during the podcast. So, kind of crazy, but it was good to see Rick. It's always good to have a beer with him. He's a great interview, you know. Hopefully one of these days I can get Rick just him one-on-one. Not that the other guys. It was fun. It was a good time. But Rick's an interesting cat, and he kind of keeps up with the flow, and he's got a lot to say, and a lot of it's good. And he's a down-to-earth guy, so I really enjoy Rick Bryan, and I hope you do too. So having said that, and one last thing, I apologize up front. We are in the Down Under, and sadly enough, although they're closing the doors, they are getting busier now. Go figure. Fuck you, karma. No, not karma. Karma's a bad way to put it. Fuck you. They deserve better. I fucked that up, but I want to re-record this. I didn't mean karma, Josh, Danielle. You know I love you. Just the bum shits of it all. They're actually starting to get busy now, and that's going to go away. But it gets loud in there, so at certain points in times, you really catch the crowd in the background of the podcast. I do apologize one more time. So, having said all that, enjoy the podcast. Make sure you stick around. Listen to this song Spider-Man at the end by Spicy Mojo. And here comes the podcast.
I've seen some pretty shitty situations in my life, but nothing has ever sucked more ass than this.
Bring out the Juggernaut Brothers!
All right, what's going on? Latest episode of the Juggernaut Brothers. As usual, Moose Lundstrom here right now at the Down Under Comedy Club before it closes down. This is one of the last weekends, so we're going to take advantage. Great show tonight. We got our guest, Mr. Rick Bryan, with us today.
Yeah. What's up?
And Mr. Alex Ash.
Hey, how's it going?
It's going fucking amazing. How are you guys doing?
Really good.
Yeah. Actually, I got you on here because last week, 2 weeks ago.
Was it 2 weeks?
Fuck, I don't remember now. When were we out in Morgan?
Just 2
It
weeks.
was last week ago.
Was it last week?
Fuck, I don't know.
Damn.
But
Shit.
we got drunk. Yeah, see, went out, we got drunk, we had a good conversation. I thought I should be on the fucking podcast, you know?
Yeah, we had
Absolutely.
fun, man. I had a good time. You got a great room out there, though.
I tried to, man.
Clarion in. Make it out there if you can.
Yeah, well, Alex has. We were just talking. Alex is actually the first sold out show. He was one of the comics for the first one we
That's
ever.
it.
Yeah, they didn't come to see him. Don't make it sound like they came to see him.
No.
I'm just playing.
They
They got me drunk, though. They definitely got me drunk.
That's you got to party with the Moose, man. That's how we get down in fucking Fort Morgan,
Absolutely,
bro.
that was fun.
Because you came out with Buckley and Matt Baca.
Matt Baca, yeah, and Jason Keys came along for the ride, too. So
See, Matt Baca's he's the devil, bro. That's my boy. You know
I
what I
haven't
mean?
seen
That's
him in a minute, man.
oh yeah, it's been a while. He's
Yeah, I got
traveling.
number love for Matt.
He's all over the fucking place, isn't he?
Yeah, that's what I'm seeing.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, is he a drinker?
Yeah, man.
he was drinking that night.
Well, see, but
He
that's
was chasing fat girls everywhere.
That's
so.
what I'm talking about. Ben, we'll swap you out here in a minute. Is that cool, man? We'll swap you out with Alex in a minute.
You got second. I'm with that action for sure.
You got Ben Adams here. He's also he's emceeing and you're featuring and you're headlining, Rick.
So I'm hosting the show tonight,
Okay,
and then
okay.
feature
Ben's
headliner.
feature, and then Rick's
Well,
gonna be
Ben and Dylan Ames are features.
Who's Dylan?
For the people at home, Alex just pointed to each of us individually.
Like you knew,
couldn't
I
see
know.
it.
Don't be dumb, Alex. This is not a
I was just
visual.
clarifying for the
It
people
says
here.
audio only. This is old school.
Hey, I know what you're doing. Well, it's like blind people.
He
You know what
gets
I
it. He
As
gets
long
it.
as
He
I'm
said
sorry.
it, so I don't know what the problem is.
mean? How many times you headlined the Down Under here, Rick?
Oh shit. 4, 5?
Really? You were on. You were in early on, weren't you?
Yeah.
Yeah. When did you start comedy?
2007. Is that right? It's been 5.5, almost 6 years now.
Oh, that's nice, man. That's nice.
Yeah, they gave me my first chance with headlining at a comedy club.
Really?
Hell yeah.
Why'd you get started?
I lost my ball and I didn't know where to find it.
Is that what it was?
I had
The testicular cancer got you to comedy?
Well, I had cancer, yeah, and then the same year that I was going through cancer, my dad died.
Oh no, shit! I didn't
so
know that.
just shit hit me that year, and I don't know. I just was like, "Fuck you, I'm gonna be a comedian." I don't know.
Can
I
I
have
ask-
no idea.
Can I ask how you lost your dad?
And it's not the same way I lost my ball. That's for sure.
That's good.
Same way this Budweiser that's in my hand.
Yeah.
It took his life. Yeah.
Oh no.
I think he partied a little harder than I did back in the day, man. Just all caught up to him. He was
Oh, yeah?
still young, like 54, 55 when he died.
Could have been real easy, man.
Yeah. Oh, I know about it.
I like to fucking booze, man. I worry about sometimes, you know.
I love it.
Fucking Budweiser and Twinkies, bud.
I worry
That's
about
how I
your
got this
Twinkie
way.
intake, but I do.
I worry about my Twinkie. When they went under, bud, that was a sad fucking day for me. You know what I mean? I almost started.
You and my whole family.
Oh,
also.
bud, I almost started an LA ride in that motherfucker. You know what I mean? It was bad shit. It was bad shit. I got too tired walking out the front door. That's the only reason I didn't start a riot. You know what I mean? I started sweating and shit. I was like, fuck it.
Órale, he had to do an insulin shot.